Hey guys, welcome back to the Prehistoric Life Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Crawford, and today we're diving right in with another battle. We gotta start wrapping up this bracket soon. We're gonna dive right in with the sister taxona, the Asian T-Rex itself, Tarbosaurus versus the Sauropod hunter, Abel's lizard, Abelisaurus. So we're gonna dive right in with Tarbosaurus. Coming in at a length of 33 feet long, about 9.8 feet tall at the hip, and about 5.5 short tons, with a solid bite force of 8,000 to 10,000 pounds per square inch. Wow. This thing is a monster. As of 2005, I'm sure it was a later study. What does 2022 say? 3,000 to 5,452 pounds PSI. That is insane. That is still not rivaling. I'll go to 8,000 to 10,000. That's not even close to rivaling T-Rex, but that will still shear through bone, like, for a lack of better description, shear on wool. Still think a Saurophagonax would kill it, but besides the point. So Tarbosaurus is nothing to mess with. It's a very big, nasty critter. As you can see here, it is a bit smaller than T-Rex. So it's not necessarily it's not going to just be like T-Rex bullying a smaller theropod quite, but it will still stand better chance. They might have been pack hunters too, but this isn't going to matter in this because I'm going to have it be a 1v1, not like a 4v1, because that's not fair. So Tarbosaurus was definitely nothing to mess with. It hunted things like Saurolophus, Nematosaurus, and it's a similar thing. Well, I say similar to T-Rex, but Saurolophus is almost as big as T-Rex, and it also hunted sauropods. So this thing is used to hunting things that are it's used to bringing down things that are way larger than it. And the fossil evidence for Tarbosaurus is that it was very much so an active hunter, not as much as scavenger. So I guess we're gonna jump right into Abelisaurus, Abel's lizard. Not quite as big. 7.2 to 36.3 feet long and weigh between 1.65 and 3 long tons. Don't know what the difference between long tons and short tons are. Coming in at about 6'6", so it's about as tall as the tallest humans. And that's at the tall at the hip. I mean, if you do like at the tip of the head and it just raises its head, then it'll not really a fair comparison. It has a bite force of 3,500 newtons. So it's not rivaling Tarbosaurus in bite force, and it is smaller, it is lighter, it is significantly weaker. But the main prey of Abelisauri in general, Abelisaurus, if you do get confused and you hear me say Abelisaurus and you start thinking of like the Abelisauria clan, or not clan, clade, and you're like, why is Tarbosaurus fighting the entire Abelisaurus clade? It's not. Abelisaurus is the dinosaur that the clade is named after. And it's a descendant of Ceratosauria. So they come from Ceratosaurus. So somewhere along the line, Ceratosaurus got really good at hunting primarily sauropods, and then they turn into abelisaurids. Just a little evolutionary fact for you there. But there are also skin grazers, skin shearers, whatever you call them, where they kind of just take chunks out of the flesh. Maybe I don't think they ever took down sauropods unless they were like elderly, young, that kind of thing. So this will be a very one-sided fight, as you can probably tell. But before we get into that fight, a word from our sponsor, so take it away.
Thanks, Podcast Eric. Now let's talk about today's sponsor, Dinosaur Trips. If you love looking at these amazing creatures that I show you, and even talking about these amazing creatures that I talk about, and you want to go see them in real life, I heavily suggest you look at Dinosaur Trips. Dinosaur Trips, created by Zach, gives you behind-the-scenes in-look at museums, and he even takes people out to digs. So if you sound interested in that, go to www.dinosaurtrips.com and tell them that Prehistoric Life sent you, and they will give you $250 off your tickets. And here's their Instagram if you're interested in giving them a follow.
So we're going to dive right into this fight. A T-Rex alone. Whoa. Hang on, back up. This is not going to be T-Rex versus Abelisaurus. That is nowhere even close to fair. This fight already is nowhere even close to fair. A T-Rex would just tip the scales even more and just one favor, but that's besides the point. A lone Tarbosaurus walks through the steppe of Mongolia, because that's where they're found. And an Abelisaur, lost, wanders out into the steppe, finding Tarbosaurus, thinking, oh, it's just another big animal I can take down. Abelisaurus charges in. As it sprints up, Tarbosaurus turns. Abelisaurus rips a chunk out of Tarbosaurus' leg. Tarbosaurus steps back and then bites the neck of Abelisaurus, slamming it to the ground. Abelisaurus struggling to get up. Tarbosaurus kicks it over again. As Abelisaurus tumbles. Abelisaurus finally gets to its feet. Tarbosaurus charges in, snapping at Abelisaurus, but Abelisaurus is able to sidestep quickly. But that's still not enough. Tarbosaurus just keeps biting at Abelisaurus. Abelisaurus is just ducking and weaving, hoping and praying. Abelisaurus nips at the face of Tarbosaurus, just nipping at the nose. But then Tarbosaurus snaps, catching Abelisaurus' face in its jaws, clamping down tight. Abelisaurus trying to rip its face from its jaws. Tarbosaurus tosses it to the ground. Tarbosaurus steps on the side of Abelisaurus and rips its arm off, bites down and rips its arm off. And Tarbosaurus roars out as it bites down on the neck of Abelisaurus, clamping its jaws shut. Abelisaurus screeching out. Tarbosaurus lifts Abelisaurus all the way off the ground, slamming it back down, not far off the ground, but still. Slamming it back down. Abelisaurus screeching out in pain and agony, unable to do anything. Abelisaurus, as the light slowly fades from its eyes, the Tarbosaurus' jaws clamp shut even tighter around the Abelisaurus. The Abelisaurus coughing up blood, spitting up blood. A puddle of red around where the Tarbosaurus' mouth is. The Tarbosaurus lets go as it starts to rip at the flesh from the side and the stomach, consuming the Abelisaurus. So, yeah, this is very, very skewed, because I'm taking both of them in their prime. So I'm giving them max height, max weight, max speed, whatever you want to say. Abelisaurus has like a top bite force of 3,500 newtons, while Tarbosaurus has a max bite force of 10,000 pounds per square inch. As for its bite force, it was revealed in 2005 that Tarbosaurus had a bite force around 8,000 to 10,000 pounds per square inch of force, meaning that it could crush bone just like North American relative Tyrannosaurus. So Tarbosaurus is just ripping the throat out of Abelisaurus, for lack of better words. This wasn't the fairest fight, but Tarbosaurus will be moving on. If you do want to see more from me, this will probably be a double battle week. But if you do want to see more content from me, I do post stuff on my Instagrams. Go follow me on Instagram at Prehistoric Life Podcast. We tipped over 1,000 followers, so thank y'all for that. So if you do want to see more content like that, please go follow me on Instagram. I also do polls and things like that where I talk about what's coming up. So that is also, please interact with those. I want to get what y'all know. If you want to see my content earlier, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try to post 2-ish days in advance. And if you want all of my content in one place, I'm trying to do that all in one breath, is, for a lack of better words, breathtaking. But if you do want all of my content in one place, do check out my website, prehistoriclifepodcast.com. From there, you can get to my YouTube and my Instagram. I don't know why this isn't updated yet. But still. And that is all from me for right now. I am your host, Eric Crawford, signing off. This has been Prehistoric Life Podcast. I will see you all next time for another battle. And remember, keep it prehistoric. Bye.